Share the broadcast as you join the platform. Share the broadcast. Share the broadcast to family and friends. Share to people who are close to you. Share to anybody you can reach. You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome.
Not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist. You opened your mouth to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain, because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace under our command. O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isobo. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy. Because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All these we pray, all these we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. He said,
welcome you all for joining me on this program today. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Accept my greetings according to your time zone. Wherever you are joining this program from, I appreciate you and I thank you so much for making up your time to join on this program. Most importantly, I wish you a very happy weekend. If you are joining from Biafra land, my special thanks goes to you. I appreciate you so much and I thank you for making yourself available and also making it possible that this very program should hold. Because if you're not here, the program is not going to be the way it should be. But I assure you, your presence here has made the program a success. And your presence here has shown that yes, we are going to succeed and we know what we are chasing and we know what we are pursuing, and we will definitely succeed. I appreciate every one of you that have joined on this very platform. If you are joining from Biafra land, my special thanks goes to you. My respect will always go to everybody in Biafra land that is joining this program. I appreciate you and I thank you once again. I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide and protect you. If you are joining us from any part of the world, from any part of the zoo, from any part of Africa, from Asia, Europe, America, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, Russia, China, whichever part of the world you are connected to this program, I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide and protect you. And once again, I welcome those of us who have been able to join the platform now. I can see P-Man there. Thank you so much for joining, P-Man. Ezinne Perpetua, thank you so much for joining, Ezinne. I appreciate you. Whoever has joined and you are watching on the background, whether I call your name or not, whether you are commenting or you're not, I appreciate you and I welcome you immensely in this very program. Please, as you join the platform, kindly like and share the program so that we can be able to reach to as many people as possible. And for those who are joining us for the very first time, or the people who are going to meet our video for the very first time, this platform is a platform that is under the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, with the supervision of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and under the supreme leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is where we stand, and we continue to stand there unshaken, no matter what the enemy does, no matter what they say, no matter the angle they come from. We will never, ever be distracted. I welcome you once again, Chinonso. Thank you for joining, Chinonso Ndubisi. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining, Jack Acho. Thank you so much for joining. And every other person that is on the comment section, I welcome you. And I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect you. Thank you for joining us. And we will do the needful. As I was saying, this is an autopiloted platform in the hand of Chukwu Okike Abiyama, under the Biafra Republic of Israel, on the guidance of Mazi Simon Ekpa and on the supreme leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is where we stand. In this platform, what we do is to encourage Biafrans. In this platform, what we do is to bring the plight of the Biafran people to the whole world. What we do in this platform is to take up our own story as Biafrans. Myself that is speaking to you here, I am an Igbo Biafran. Unapologetically an Igbo Biafran. A proud one at that. What we do today is to bring the plight of the Biafran people to the whole world. We want to tell our story by our own self. We don't want the enemies to tell our story. They have told our story for a very long time. They have preached so many lies, blackmail, propaganda against us for a very long time. But in this generation, in 2023, as we are in restoration of Biafra, we have taken up responsibility to tell our story. And nobody will tell our story anymore. That is what we do on this platform. We come here to debunk every lie against the Biafran people. Every lie against our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Every lie against our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Every deception, blackmails, we bust them open in this very platform. When we speak, we don't try to be politically correct. There is no political correctness in what we say here. We say it the way it is. We don't come here to preach lies. We don't come here to blackmail people. We don't come here to attack people who don't attack us. We don't come here to instigate violence unnecessarily. We don't come here to preach hate against anybody. What we do here is to encourage Biafran and stand our ground and let our people know our rights. Every single of rights of Biafran people must be activated, including our right to self-defense. These are what we do on this platform. We don't call for war. Neither do we preach violence anywhere. We don't. But in defending ourselves, it is a right that we must activate now because of the situation of things. There is nothing I'm going to say here that most of you are not aware. The only difference is that even when you are aware, you pretend not to know. The difference is that sometimes when you are aware of this information, you ignore it, but we don't ignore. Because we know that the life of 70 million Biafrans depends on what we do and what we say. We don't take chances. Chukwu Abiyama, who gave Mazen Nandekano a responsibility to restore Biafra, he started evangelism. In that evangelism, many of us woke up. We took up the challenge. We took up a part in the restoration of Biafra, the kingdom of God on earth. And today, in our various capacity, we are doing one thing or the other to make sure that Biafra becomes a reality. Mazen Nandekano did a wonderful job in sensitizing Biafran people. He gave us so many messages that we still refer back to today. Mazen Nandekano never missed word when he was preaching his message. Mazen Nandekano never missed word when he was delivering his message. He was very, very straightforward. He said it is either Biafra or nothing. Every message he gave us are still there. He told us not to trust the politicians. He told us not to depend on the politicians. He told us that we are on our own. He made us understand that only us can deliver ourselves. Our Supreme Master made us understand that we have no part in Nigeria, its politics, and in the life of its politicians. We are not the same people. We are not the same. This information is out there, but some of us ignore it. Mazen Nandekano did a perfect job in laying a strong foundation for you and I to build upon and walk into our freedom. He didn't stop there. Chukwu Okikabiyama used him to anoint someone else, Mazi Sabanepa, when his time was almost up. When the enemy was closing in on Mazen Nandekano, Chukwu Okikabiyama knew what was going to happen. And Mazi Sabanepa was anointed through Mazen Nandekano. And Mazen Nandekano gave us an express instruction that we should listen to him. And he told us that this man you see is bringing a new dimension to the struggle. We should follow him, listen to him. And I thank Chukwu Okikabiyama that today, that new dimension has been opened fully. Every Biafran today can see the new dimension and see it clearly. If you're not a Biafran, all you need to do is to follow events. Then you will see the new dimension that Mazen Nandekano prophesied about. It has opened fully. And today that new dimension, it has opened fully. So many people cannot handle it. So many who claim to be Biafrans can't handle it. They cannot stand it. They can't understand why it must be who it is today. Now they have resulted to different kinds of propaganda, different kinds of blackmail, both emotional and otherwise. But Chukwu Okikabiyama knew the angle they're going to come from. That's why he gave us somebody who is equal to the task. Mazen Nandekano himself said it. If we must succeed, that we must be mentally tough. Mazen Nandekano said, we must be mentally tough. You must activate your mental toughness to the highest level. And this is that time. This is the time for you to activate your mental toughness. Gone are the days when we look from right and left and center and give excuses. In the era that we are in, there is no excuse. No excuse is permitted. Your mental toughness must be activated to the highest level. Now, not tomorrow. And I thank Chukwu Okikabiyama, the person that is leading the charge today. The person in the front today and leading. Our Prime Minister, Mazi Sabanepa, chosen by the Biafran people, anointed by Chukwu Okikabiyama, through Mazen Nandekano. His mental toughness is top-notch. To the grace of Chukwu Okikabiyama. Let them continue to waste their time. It is so sad that when you think you have seen it all, you just realize that you haven't seen anything. You know, I used to sell it. I tell you people, Biafrans, more especially my Biafran people, I tell you, prepare for blackmail. You haven't seen nothing yet. I always say it on my program. Prepare. You haven't seen nothing yet. You will get disappointment. You will get blackmail from the most trusted person you ever, somebody you never believe on this planet Earth, and the person will betray. The blackmail is going to come from somebody you never ever believed on the planet Earth that this person will betray Biafra. No one can be trusted, including myself that's speaking to you. If you wake up tomorrow and you see me speaking a different language, don't stop fighting for Biafra. Remain focused. Everybody is a suspect. We are talking about the life of 70 million people. Our Supreme Damazin Nandekane, in one of his broadcasts, say that the only person he is sure that tomorrow morning, next tomorrow, and even until the end of the world, that he will continue to talk about Biafra is himself alone. Mazen Nandekano said it. That the only person he trusts and believes that can still talk about tomorrow, talk about Biafra tomorrow morning, that will still wake up and talk about Biafra is himself. He did not include any human being. No matter how close you are to him, no matter how trusted you think you are, no matter, he said, Mazen Nandekano said it clearly, that the only person he will trust, the tomorrow morning, when he wake up, the person he will talk, that the person will still be talking about Biafra is himself. And I want you to have the same mentality. You that is watching me as a Biafran. You that is watching me. The only person you can trust that can still talk about Biafra tomorrow is yourself, if you're telling yourself truth. Only you can be able to answer for yourself. The more we go closer, the more tougher it becomes. The more we go closer, the more you begin to see things that you never believed that existed. We woke up yesterday and we began to see messages flying up and down. A letter suddenly appeared and they told us that Mazen Nandekano wrote a letter and said that we should sit at home. That is the height of the blackmail. How can any human being believe that these people will go to that extent? How can? Well, you see, when it comes to the Zoological Republic, these people can do anything. They can do anything, and I say anything, to achieve their selfish end. Look at how far they have gone to bring out a letter and say that Mazen Nandekano said that we should halt a sit at home. And the only man they saw that we don't care about what he's doing, the only man they saw that we have left alone to do whatever he wants to do, they brought that message through him. Are you not surprised that that thing he calls press statement? Number one is that when did he start giving such a press statement? And even if he wants to give a press, why will it be in Enugu State? Why is that press statement coming from Enugu State? The epicenter of the sit at home, the epicenter of the restoration of Biafra, the first capital of Biafra. Why are you making such statement from there? From Enugu State. You're not based in Enugu. You're not based in Enugu. What took you to Enugu? And why is it necessary that you make that in Enugu? You said that Mazen Nandekano wrote a letter in his own writing with pen and paper. He wrote a letter and gave you, which you screenshot and posted. He wrote a letter in his own handwriting and gave you, which you screenshot and posted it out. That you contacted our Prime Minister of Biafra Program to blackmail him to drop the sit at home. To blackmail him to stop our movement into Biafra. You want to blackmail him to end our movement journey into Biafra. And he said, you have made your dead end. He said no. You tried to persuade him. He said no. When you continued, he blocked you. And what did you do? you went and drafted your letter, and you said that Mazen Nanikan wrote a letter in his own writing and gave you to put out there. Mazen Nanikan write a letter to stop this at home. And remember that it is the same you and your members of legal council. You came out and you told us that when you are going to visit Mazina, they do not allow you to go into there with pen or paper. You have said it that they strip you even to your hanky. Even to hanky to clean face, they strip you to everything. They don't allow you to go into that place with any single thing. How comes this time around they gave you pen and paper and you gave to Mazen Nandekano to write? Not even you writing, Mazen Nandekano wrote in his own word and gave to you. The same you that told us that it is prohibited for anybody to step into that very place with any single item, that it is not allowed. Sometimes they strip you even to your shoes. They strip you even to your shoe. You have to pull your shoes. But you are coming out to tell us that Mazen Nandekano gave you a letter. You don't know that we are fighting for freedom. Maybe you have forgotten. Mazen Nandekano himself knows that we are fighting for freedom. Mazen Nandekano knows. He said it in his own word that nobody is bigger than Biafra. Mazen Nandekano used that statement and said, nobody, including himself, is bigger than Biafra. That is why he said that whenever he starts talking a different language, whenever he starts standing against Biafra, that the next person at his back should shoot him in his forehead. It is not my word. Mazen Nandekano made that comment. He said any day he wakes up and begin to speak against Biafra, the restoration of Biafra, that if you are the person standing behind him, you know what to do. Take him out. That is what the instruction Mazen Nandekano gave to us. To let you know that he knows what Biafra is. To let you know that he knows that Biafra is bigger than any human being living on the planet Earth. We are talking about the life of 70 million people. And in case you have forgotten, let me remind you, we told you that we cannot take any instruction coming from the DSS dungeon. We don't take such instruction. When you say Mazen Nandekano say, there are certain things we know that he will say, without him being saying it, we know. Every single thing that Mazen Nandekano needs to tell us today, all those questions, he has answered it before he was captured. Every answer that we need, Mazen Nandekano have kept it for us before ever he was detained, before ever he was kidnapped. We don't need to wait for him to say anything from the enemy territory. We don't wait for him. And it will be foolish of us after being under the tutorship of Mazen Nandekano for many years, and we continue to listen to criminals. It will be very foolish of us. It means we have not learned anything for more than a decade that we've been under his tutorship. If you, as a Biafran, will still fold your hand and be waiting for Mazen Nandekano to free himself from DSS dungeon, you're waiting for Mazen Nandekano to free himself from the dungeon and free you also, you are wicked. And it means you have not learned anything from Mazen Nandekano. You didn't learn anything. Our Prime Minister have made it clear. Even before now, we said it. Before now, earlier on, when we knew that this is going to get to this. You see, when they say Biafra is a spirit, this struggle is a spirit. That is why so many things that are being said. Most of us, when we come online, even our Prime Minister, he doesn't know what he said. But as time goes on, you begin to see why he said what he said. When he made mention that we will not take instruction from the DSS, it wasn't a joke. Maybe you have forgotten. It is because of this kind of incident, because it will occur. We knew that this kind of a thing will happen. It will get to a point when people will be persuaded, when people will be threatened, and they will have no choice than to compromise. We know how challenging it is. It is not easy. It is not easy to be a Biafra activity in Nigeria. It is not easy. It's not a child's play. So those of us who are still safe, we don't take chances. We know when the real message is coming and when the fake messages are coming. We know. Without asking anybody, we know. And when you see that very instruction come, if you are a true Biafran, you will laugh. You will do nothing but laugh. And recently, our Prime Minister has begun to release his conversation with the criminal that they have always been. Our Prime Minister have revealed how this same lawyer, somebody we trusted, has continued to make contact with the illegitimate governor of Enugu State, contacting people, trying to reach to illegitimate governor, the certificate forger and wife snatcher, to discuss with him. When he has succeeded at last, they held him ransom to issue a statement, and he went and issued a statement. And they turned around to come and persuade our Prime Minister, thinking that he's going to work out for him, simply because you think that my Prime Minister has not left you alone and he has just been praising you, and you think that when you mess up, he's not going to flog you. You made the wrong man. You made the wrong man. He woke up and he said that Mazen Nandekan cancelled sit at home. Well, let me tell you, Mazen Nandekan do not put the sit at home for the first place. Mazen Nandekan do not put in place sit at home. The Biafran people on their own decided on the sit at home. It wasn't Mazen Nandekan. The Biafran people knows and they realize that it is their responsibility to fight for their leader and free him. And in a situation where they have nobody, they have no representation anywhere, they have nobody that will come and speak for them, internationally and locally, in the zoo, in any part, there's nobody that will represent them. They saw that clearly. And what did they do? They came together and chose sit at home to free their leader. It wasn't Mazen Nandekan that put it in place. So that Mazen Nandekan will say we should stop sit at home does not have anything to do with our doing. We will continue to do what we are doing to make sure he's free. Until he's free. When he's free and he's in the father's compound, he can now speak to us. Then we will ask him questions, which I believe he will answer. We know he knows better. If we are convinced, then and only then, we will now move on and go to the next step. But as long as Mazen Nandekan is still in the territory of the enemy, in DSS, even if you like, go to DSS and give him a video recording. If you like, go to DSS, put him on video, and let him say, sit at home, stop. Sit at home will not stop. It will not. Hear me and hear me clear. If you like, take video recorder, take CNN or BBC, go to the DSS and cover Mazen Nandekan where he's making a speech and say, the Biafrans should stop sit at home. We will not stop sit at home. We will not. It will not stop. This is the height of blackmail. You want to blackmail Biafrans? You don't know what you are doing. You didn't ask well. All this while you are hearing that Biafra is a spirit, but you never knew that it's a spirit. Hear me and hear me clear. Even if Mazen Nandekan himself wrote that, or he come on video in the DSS and tell us, stop sit at home, we will not stop. We will not stop. The only time we will stop the sit at home is when Mazen Nandekan is released in a free world by his own self, in his own word. He will speak to us and we will ask questions to be sure we are talking to the man who we have been working with all this while. Then and only then, things can change. But if you continue to play all these your games, writing a letter, what is right? Who cannot forge handwriting? Oluwale country, a criminal country like Nigeria, what can they do? Is it right handwriting I cannot forge? Bunch of criminals in a country that is being run by criminals, fraudsters. Is it handwriting I cannot forge? A country that have forged a letter against another country. If not that Finland rose up, they forged a letter against Finland government. And Finland government wrote against Pastor Sabaraba, which was a lie, a forged letter. Not until Finland came in public and said that this was a lie. If they can go to that extent to blackmail another country, forge a letter, how much more Mazen Nandekan, who is in their net? How much more Mazen Nandekan? This is the height of, and I tell people, I have always told people, watch. Amechi, you're welcome. Thank you so much for joining Amechi. I have told many people, all this while, I have told people, you haven't seen blackmail yet. They have not stopped. It has not ended. I say, a time will come when they will come on video. A time will come when they will come on video. But I'm telling you that even if you see a video recording of Mazen Nanagan where he is saying, stop, sit at home, we will not stop. We will not do what? We won't stop. The only time we can listen to such kind of instruction is when Mazen Nanagan is speaking from a free zone in a place where we know he has 100% freedom. Except Mazen Nanagan is in a place where he has 100% freedom without any interruption. Then and only then we can begin to listen. Anything short of that, you are wasting your garden time. And I tell you, the Biafrans are speaking in one voice. Enugu State, the epicenter of the sit at home, is on total lockdown and will remain so. For the 2 weeks sit at home, Enugu State will be the center. And Enugu people know about that. If you want to give yourself in for blackmail, go ahead. Go ahead, feel free. If you want to volunteer yourself for blackmail, go ahead and give yourself out. No problem. It doesn't matter whether you leave or you don't leave, we will get into Biafra. You are not greater than people who we have lost. Nobody is greater than people who we have lost in this struggle. Not me, not you, not anybody. So if you chose to use yourself as a sacrificial lamb, go ahead. But I bet you, from Monday, Biafra land is going to be on total lockdown, much more serious than you have ever seen. Let them continue to run from pillar to pole. You know, when Chukwu Okabian will kill a man, he will first of all make him deaf and dumb. When Chukwu Okabian will kill a man, he will make him deaf. That is what he has just made them. A simple instruction: release Mazen Nandekano, and everything settles. You don't want to release him. You are busy pushing blackmail from right and left and center. You are busy pushing all manner of falsehood. You are busy framing up and forging letters. Keep on forging letters. Go and forge videos. Go ahead and forge videos. But my pity is for those who are allowing themselves to be used. I pity those who allow themselves to be used. Woe unto him. Woe unto him through which such kind of blackmail will be coming to Biafran people, whoever you think you are. Woe unto you, you that will allow yourself to be used against Biafran people. Woe unto you. Your end is going to be very, very bad. And I tell Biafran people, many people are still going to fall. Many people will fall. That is why I tell you, the only person you can trust in this struggle is yourself. Mazen Nandekano himself said it. I repeat it again. He said it that it is only he himself that he trusts that tomorrow morning he will still be talking about Biafra. Mazen Nandekano made that statement, but he didn't know what it means. Today, what we are hearing is bunch of criminals from right, left, and center. Deception. People who do not have mental toughness. When you are threatened, you begin to sing on different tone. People who are not ready to make sacrifice for their own people. Look at the supreme of IPOB Mazen Nandekano in the territory of the enemy. In the territory of the enemy. And still he is standing firm and said, it is either Biafra or nothing. But you, only a small threat. Small threat, you're already singing right, left, and center. Small threat, you have already become a stammerer. All of a sudden, you become a stammerer. Small threat, a sound lawyer that speaks fluently, all of a sudden cannot find his words anymore. Sorry to disappoint you. There is no going back. It is either Biafra or nothing. It is either Biafra or nothing. And nobody is bigger than Biafra. Nobody. Not you, not me, not anybody. It doesn't matter who you think you are. You are not bigger than Biafra itself. We are talking about the life of 70 million, counting. So we cannot afford to play or joke or try to listen to any cockaboo stories you are about to bring. We are focused. We are focused on our freedom. Biafrans are channeling their energy on the freedom. We are focused. There is no amount of blackmail that you're going to bring today that we have not seen before. And I tell Biafran people, any place you are, please prepare yourself for more blackmails. Prepare yourself for more blackmails. We have already set a standard at which sit at home can stop. We have already set a standard, and we are not shifting ground from that very place we are. We are not shifting ground. I have told you, anybody that wake up and tell you that Mazen Nanekane said or did not say, ask him, is Mazen Nanekane out of DSS? That is the only question you need to ask. If anybody comes and tell you that Mazen Nanekane said this and said that, ask him, is Mazen Nanekane out of the DSS? If the answer is yes, then go ahead and pay him. But if the answer is no, don't take their word. Throw it to the dustbin. Throw it to the trash. You see this sit at home? Sit at home is a deal done. A done deal. A done deal. Let them begin to cry. They have played all the cards they have to play. They have played, and you heard our Prime Minister say that the only time we can be able to, even if you bring Mazen, I say even if you bring press and interview Mazen Nandekano still in the territory of the enemy in DSS, you are wasting your goddamn time. Even if Mazen Nandekano issue a press statement from the territory of the enemy, it's not going to move anyone of us. It's not going to move anyone of us. We are in a state of war. We are in a state of war, and you cannot play to the hand of our enemies. Please like and share this video. Like and share the broadcast. If you're on this broadcast, join the radical evangelism. Please, I beg you in the name of Chukwu Okikabema. If you're on this broadcast, like and share. The only way we can make sure that this information gets to our fellow Biafrans and people who need to hear us is by you liking. When you like, if you like the program, other people will get the notification and will join us. Your liking will trigger notification from other places. Share in any platform you belong. Share to at least one WhatsApp group. Share it there in one WhatsApp group at least. Share to your family and friends, even to our enemies. Share to them so that they will know what we are saying. We must not leave any stone unturned. Not now. Not now. We must not leave any stone unturned. And if you have been sleeping all this while, you better wake up. You better wake up. You better wake up, because more blackmail is coming. You haven't seen nothing yet. More blackmail, more propaganda is going to come. They have not started yet. You are going to hear things that will tingle your ears. You will hear some things. You will share things and say, even you. It is coming. We are talking about the kingdom of God on planet Earth. It is not a small journey. The kingdom of God on the planet Earth, it is not a small journey. It will take a lot of guts for it to succeed. I say you will hear some blackmail that your ears will tingle, and you will share things and say, even you. Prepare for what is coming. As for the 2 weeks to sit at home, it is a done deal. Every Biafran in Biafran land, prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. Those that requires and needs the palliative, if you have not yet gotten it, relax yourself. It's going to get to you. If you have not yet gotten the palliative, relax to you. It has gotten to so many people. Many people have received, confirmed received. But for security reasons, if it has not gotten to you for security reasons, just be calm. Be calm. It will get to you. Prepare yourself the way you know you can. Any means you know you can prepare yourself. I beg you in the name of Chukwu Okikabema. If you are in Biafra land, prepare yourself. And those of us in Biafra land that are privileged, those of us who are in Biafra land and we are privileged, please look around you. Look around your neighborhood. Look around your neighborhood. There are people you can help. Look around your neighborhood. There are people you can come to the aid in these 2 weeks. There are people you can reach out to in these 2 weeks. Just look around. Even if you're looking at, even if you're living abroad, if you're living abroad, look back home. Look back home. You still have neighbors back home. You still have neighbors. If there's any way you can reach out to them in these 2 weeks, please do. Do not hesitate. Reach out to them. Whatever they are doing today is a waste of time. Biafran people, we have made up our mind that we are going to take our destiny into our own hand. We have made up our mind that we are going to exit the Zoological Republic in 2023. Nothing is going to change that. Nothing. Not even death will change it. Not even death will change it. If you take us out today, you are going to meet something that is much more dangerous. You know, when you are being warned about Mazen Nandekano, you thought it was a joke. When you are being told that if you don't listen to Mazen Nandekano, if you decide to take him out, the person that will come after Mazen Nandekano will be more brutal than him. You never believed it. You never even believed it. You thought it was a joke. And you went ahead to kidnap Mazen Nandekano. Today you are crying. You are complaining. Today you are crying and complaining. You haven't seen nothing yet. You haven't seen, just wait. Just wait until we enter into the sit-at-home, and the sit-at-home is carried until the end. Just wait for it. The Zoological Republic has fallen. It has fallen. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter your blackmail, your propaganda, your lies. It cannot hold water. Not anymore. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up and face reality. The only thing you can do for yourself, conduct a peaceful referendum. Let everybody go their separate ways peacefully. Conduct a referendum. Let people go their separate ways peacefully. That is the only thing on the table for you to do. Why have you chosen the path of death? Why are you choosing the path of destruction? Nobody has monopoly to violence. You have been showing violence upon Biafrans. You have been melting violence upon Biafra for a very long time. You have been taking the life of Biafran people on every occasion, in every given opportunity. You take their life, destroying their lives and their property. You do it again and again without an apology. But in 2023, in the era of new dimension, we have gone out of the road of apologies. We are done with begging. We are done with protesting. We are done with complaining. We are done with crying. We are in an era of self-defense. That is where we are. We are in an era of self-defense, a time that Biafrans have to defend themselves from the enemy. And in defending ourselves, we will use everything humanly possible. We will use everything at our disposal. We will use everything we can lay our hand upon to defend ourselves. We are going to defend ourselves. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter how many people you take their life. It doesn't matter how many people you live alive. It doesn't matter the language you bring. It doesn't matter the strategy. It doesn't matter it doesn't matter who is saying what. The only thing that concerns us today is the freedom of the Biafran people. The absolute and total freedom of Biafra land. That is the only place we are headed. Whatever you are doing apart from that is a waste of time. You will not succeed. So the earlier you quit trying, the better for you. Your blackmail and propaganda cannot change anything. It will not. Instead, it will make us to get tougher. Mazen Nandekano have left more than enough messages for us. More than enough messages for us to listen to. So whatever blackmail you are bringing today does not hold water. And I'm going to try to play one of the messages that Mazen Nandekano left for us so that we can listen. It is very good for us to refer back to Mazen Nandekano. I'm going to look for one of his messages and play. Let us hear the voice of the man who they said stops it at home. Let us hear the voice of the man who they say he wants us to listen to the politicians. Let us listen to the voice of the man who they think they can blackmail us with. Let us hear what Mazen Nandekano had to say on this very broadcast.
White men can come to Africa to create a country for you, black people in Africa, which means that all of you are incapable of creating a country for yourselves. That is what
you had Mazen Nandekano, but this is not the message I'm looking for. Let me see. Let me get the message I'm looking for.
he used Zeke against Ojukwu. After composing the Biafra national anthem, Dr. Azikiwe jumped ship and joined Nigeria, because they promised him that one day he will be the head of state. Some of you don't know that Azikiwe was supporting Biafra until he jumped ship. The same promise they made to Awolowo. They also told Chief Awo that, don't worry, one day he'll be president of Nigeria. Did that happen? No, it never happened. The only two Yoruba men that have ever sat at the helm of affairs in the zoo called Nigeria are those picked by Fulani people. Obasanjo was picked by the Fulani. So too was Shonekon after they annulled the win of Abiola, as if we do not know. They didn't stop there. They also used an anti-Biafran demon in the person of Obabiasika to try and finish up the job. Obabiasika, like Chimamanda Adichie, was an intellectual. He was a investor of Ibadan. Very, very learned. Obabiasika was very bright, very intelligent.
I want you to pay attention. Mazen Nandekano is bringing to light how these Israeli people have used people in the past to fight against Biafrans. How they have pushed blackmail and propaganda. How they have used these so-called politicians and the elites who claim to be important in one place or the other. They have used them in the past to subjugate the people and make us to remain in slavery. What you are seeing today, writing of letter is just a child's play. Forging a letter is a child's play. These people have done more evil than you can ever imagine. And I want you to listen what Mazen Nandekano is bringing forward.
Of Nigeria. Did that happen? No, it never happened. The only two Yoruba men that have ever sat at the helm of affairs in the zoo called Nigeria are those picked by Fulani people. Obasanjo was picked by the Fulani. So too was Shonekon after they annulled the win of Abiola, as if we do not know. They didn't stop there. They also used an anti-Biafran demon in the person of Obabiasika to try and finish up the job. Obabiasika, like Chimamanda Adichie, was an intellectual. He was a investor of Ibadan. Very, very learned. Obabiasika was very bright, very intelligent. And in order to prove to the British that he was detribalized, you know that stupid word, black buffoon, they start to talk nonsense. I don't see Biafra coming. They're not together. They're talking rubbish. Before the state of Israel was founded in 1948, the Jews all around the world were not together. They were not together.
Did you hear that? You see, this is one of the things I used to tell people. When somebody opens his mouth and tell you that Biafrans are not united, when you hear such word, those people are enemies. They are the enemy of it. Anyone you hear that word in his mouth, that, oh, we are not united, we are not the one, these people are the real enemies of Biafra. There is nothing that is happening in the struggle today that has not happened in other places. Every single thing that is happening in this struggle has happened in time past. There's nothing different. It is not compulsory that everybody must be in the restoration of Biafra. There are saboteurs. These saboteurs you are seeing, they will always be there. They will always be there with their blackmail. When the Jews were fighting for their own, they were there, even worse than our own situation. Their rich men were sponsoring against their own coming of Biafra, their own coming of nation of Israel. They stood against it. But did it stop it? It didn't stop it. So I want you to pay attention on this revelation. Every single message that Mazen Nandekano have dropped for us are things that you have to dine into. Digest it very well. When you digest the message of Mazen Nandekano, you will never ever remain the same. And nobody will deceive you. If you digest the message of Mazen Nandekano, you will never ever be deceived. All this their blackmail, all this writing of letter is just a waste of time. I want you to pay attention to Mazen Nandekano on this message that he's delivering here.
In 1948, the Jews all around the world were not together. They were not together. Go and read the book called Exodus. They were not together. The very prominent Jews in New York that had the money said no. In fact, they wanted to come and fight David Ben-Gurion. And at the port of Haifa, their ship was sunk. They brought arms to come and fight their own brothers, not to fight the Arabs that were attacking Israel from all corners and quarters. The same thing with us. Anybody who is a bit learned, if you write one or two things, you think you've arrived, and you can offer an opinion on Biafra, which you don't know. Very disappointingly, Chimamanda Adichie, that I had regard and respect for, was talking pure. People said you should understand it that way. That is pure rubbish. To tell me you believe in Nigeria and you're learned, you believe in Nigeria, you went to school and you studied, and you believe in something that was created as a limited liability company, more or less, the zoo, Nigeria company. A white man will decide a name of a nation for you, decide what to. Wasted education. That tells you all you need to know. Now I understand the reason why they never gave the Nobel Prize to Chinua Achebe. Now I know. Before I thought I knew, but I didn't. They did not give the Nobel Prize to Chinua Achebe because he failed to denounce Biafra. Britain knew that Chinua Achebe was a hardcore Biafran. They denied him the Nobel Prize and gave it to Wole Soyinka instead. He wrote more books than Wole Soyinka. He's known all over the world than Wole Soyinka because he's a Biafran. That global conspiracy against us. His works has been translated, is it 270? I don't know how many languages all over the world. Things fall apart. In fact, I suggest that Chimamanda goes back to read. Go back and read. Things fall apart. Achebe was more famous than you are. Chinua Achebe was more famous than Chimamanda. He was a Biafran. He died a very proud Biafran. You that came up, maybe because BBC gave you an award, maybe one glass ornament. You think you've arrived, you are now dining and drinking tea with white people. You now have opinion about Biafra. What do you know about Biafra?
You see, it is very important that we refer to certain issues, you know. When you hear the word of Mazen Nandekano, what he says and what he says, does he look like somebody who will somehow turn around and begin to dialogue or begin to rapport with politicians, begin to toe the line of the politicians? How can anybody in his right senses think that Mazen Nandekano will be towing the same line with the politicians? Stopping a seat at home that is working, that is meant to release him. I want you to get this into your head. Nobody is bigger than Biafra. Mazen Nandekano himself said it in his own statement that nobody is bigger than Biafra. Biafra is bigger than every one of us. If you are not ready to move, you give way. If one falls, the other person will rise. If any general falls on the way, the next person will take over. If you are not ready to go home, the life of the 70 million people are at stake, and we will not stop at anything until they are freed. Until we get our freedom, we will never ever stop. No matter the propaganda and blackmail you push, we never stop. Let us hear.
As I told you a few weeks ago, the Janjaweed have opened the floodgates of hell, and unto thy hands, O Elohim, we commit our spirit. As they will say in one very popular movie, those of us who are about to die, we salute you. Because the land of Biafra will be defended with the blood of anything that moves. Rather than the Fulani to take over Biafra land, there will be no living organism in that very place. I am warning every traditional ruler, every governor, every senator to understand what I'm saying this night and take it on board. And do not quote me out of context. If you want to be a Fulani slave, go to the Middle Belt and join them there. All of you can be slaves to one Nigeria. It's your business. You say the land of Biafra, we cannot surrender to anyone. Now, I don't want anybody to lament. Oh, they have killed us here. Don't stop lamentation. All we need is action. Not Rambo-style action. If you want to know how Britain ran away from Israel, go and read the book. Just Google it and say, how was it possible that the state of Israel was established, despite hostilities from everywhere, surrounded by enemies? But they still succeeded, because they blew them out of Palestine. Or they call it Palestine, which was a name, just as they're calling us now, Southeast. They don't want to call us our name Biafra. After the Romans took over the Holy Land, they named it Palestine, because they said that the Jews were too stubborn. They raised the name Israel and called the place Palestine. That's what they do, because when somebody wants to completely overwhelm you, they change your identity for you. And if you're a very stupid black person, as most of us are, of course, in Africa, you swallow your new name, hook, line, and sinker. Israel was named Palestine by the Romans that came and burnt the temple down because of rebellion. That they were too rebellious. The same thing they tried to do to us. We must be very, very strong. Go and ask them how they did it. They blew them away from there. Not all this Rambo on the road. Every road leading into Biafra land will be mined. Everything that is Nigerian, whatever police or army that steps on our road will blow it to thy kingdom come. Very neat and simple. And I will make a cowboy and a Rambo. We don't need that rubbish. We destroy.
I hope you are hearing from Mazen Nandekan. This man, you are hearing his voice. Does he look like somebody who will say, stop, sit at home? The man you just heard speaking, does he look like somebody who will say, stop, sit at home? Something that is working. Something that is meant to lead us into Biafra. Biafra that is so close to his heart. The person you are hearing his voice from a free world, does it sound like somebody who is going to chicken away from something that is working, that is meant to restore Biafra and to free him? The answer is no. The only thing you need to go do is to refer back to his messages, refer back to the preachings Mazen Nandekan had in the past when he was in the free world. Whatever you are hearing from the DSS today is compromise. And that is why our Prime Minister have said it earlier before now, that we cannot take any order that comes from the DSS. We know the thing that Mazen can say. Except things, there are certain things even without him saying it, he doesn't even need to, Mazen Nandekan doesn't need to issue a statement. He doesn't need to issue a statement because we know his heart. Everything we need to hear, we have said it already. If somebody from Ambazonia, if the Ambazonia leader could be able to know that Mazen Nandekan have told us everything he needs to tell us, that we should stop waiting for him, we stop waiting to get order from him. The Ambazonia leader told Biafrans that if he himself, if somebody who is not a Biafran, and our Ambazonia brothers can know that, how much more you that is a Biafran? Why is it that you don't know that the messages of Mazen Nandekan are hidden with information? Why don't you know that Mazen Nandekan have told us every single thing we need to hear? Why are you still waiting for instruction from the DSS? Why are you going to pay attention to a blackmailing letter? A fraudulent letter from a fraudulent country. A country that can blackmail up to the extent of cloning a president. What else would they do? What else would they do? A country that had been ruled with a picture. A country that could start openly and write a false information about another country. Forge a letter against Finland government. Is it Mazen Nandekan letter they will not forge? And they tell you written in his handwriting. The same people that told you that they are not allowed to enter into the DSS with any pen and biro. They are not allowed to even wear their stockings and enter. Even their shoes are pulled out. They came out and told us this. How comes all of a sudden you have now manufactured a pen and paper for Mazen Nandekan to take time and write and give to you? That sit at home should be stopped. And let me remind you once again, if you don't know, the sit at home was put in place by the Biafran people, not by Mazen Nandekan. Mazen Nandekan did not put in place the sit at home you are seeing today. We have never ever one day told that Mazen Nandekan put in place sit at home. The Biafran people put in place sit at home to rescue their own leader. And they will continue to sit at home until he's free. It is not his right to tell us to stop it or to continue. No. The sit at home has nothing to do with the order of Mazen Nandekan. The Biafran people unanimously took a decision after all they have learned from Mazen Nandekan, after all they have heard from him. The enemy kidnapped him and took him away from us. We took a unanimous decision and said that we will continue to do this until we are free from the hand of the enemy. And you think that your blackmail can stop it. You are wasting your goddamn time. You better wake up. Wake up. And if you think that it was Mazen Nandekan that wrote the letter, I want you to listen to this very message. Listen to this very message. These are the last messages of Mazen Nandekan. One of the last messages Mazen Nandekan left for us to prepare for what he has seen today. And you must get yourself prepared. The more you pay attention to the enemy, the more you expose yourself to the enemy.
Come forward, not say tomorrow. Now, tonight is the time to come forward. 100 of us, and then we march. 100 and we march. The rest can come later if they want to. I'm tired of broadcasting. I want to fight for my country. I want to carry arms to defend the honor and integrity of my country.
I want to avenge the death of 6 million people. I want Biafra to stand as a beacon of hope, freedom, and liberty in black world. I want Biafra to stand as a testament to the glory of heaven upon the face of this very earth. I want Biafra to stand because my obligation to the dead outweigh that which I owe to the living. That is why Biafra will stand. And Biafra will come. 100 men, that's all. And we march. The rest can come later on. I no longer give a damn. The disgrace and the insult is too much. We must go and meet our enemies even if we have only machete and hoes. It is far more better for us to go and meet them and die with a semblance of dignity than with this very humiliation which we encounter every blessed day. We must assemble as quickly as possible.
Did you hear that message? I hope you got that message and you got it clear. That message came from Mazen Nandekano, the supreme leader of IPOB. Those were one of the last messages he gave to us. Those were the last messages he gave to us. And do you think that anybody in his right mind, you think that Mazen Nandekano will write that very nonsense that they are bringing as a letter? Wherever you are in Biafra land today, prepare yourself for the 2 weeks at home. It is going to happen. It is going to mark the end of the Zoological Republic. They know it. They know that the 2 weeks at home will bring to end every of their shenanigans, every of their criminality. The 2 weeks at home will free Biafrans. They know it and they know it very well. And that is why they are going extra miles to convince the people you think they cannot convince. The time has come when you have to go in your inner mind and activate your mental toughness. This is the time for you to activate that mental toughness to overcome. The sit at home starts on Monday. No man can stop it. Nobody can stop it. No black man, no propaganda can stop it. Wherever you are in Biafra land, prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. Do not expose yourself to danger. We didn't tell you to go and confront any military man. Don't have any confrontation with the police or any terrorist in uniform. Don't go and confront them. When you see them, escape for your life. When you see them, just go into your room and lock your door. Stay away from them as much as you can. Leave the stage for them and the Biafra Liberation Army. The Biafra Liberation Army will be on the ground to make sure that things are going well. The Biafra Liberation Army will be there to defend you, more especially in Enugu State. In Enugu State, which has become the epicenter of the struggle, the epicenter of the sit at home. It is going to be a total lockdown for that 2 weeks. All you have to do is to pay attention and follow Master Simon on his Twitter, so that you know on the time of the break, you join the break. Anytime it's being called off, you hear it. But as for the sit at home, whether it is going to happen or it's going to happen, it is going to happen, starting from Monday. No man born of a woman can stop it. The only thing that can change the is that after this broadcast, if I hear that Mazen Nandekan is freed, I'll wake up tomorrow morning and we hear that Mazen Nandekan has been released. Anything short of that, we will not listen to any idiot. We will not listen to any blackmail. We will not listen to any video or letter from anywhere. What matters to us today is the coming of Biafra. And Biafra must come in 2023. I appreciate every one of you who have contributed on this very platform today. Everyone that have joined us on this broadcast from beginning to end, I say, may Chukwu Okike be my guide and protect you. If you are watching from Biafra land, please stay strong. Be focused. Never give up. Victory is sure. Anyone that is seeking for freedom on planet Earth, wherever you are, you will see freedom in your lifetime. May Chukwu Okike be my guide and protect every media warrior speaking on behalf of Biafra and the Biafran people. May Chukwu Okike be my guide and protect you. May Chukwu Okike be my guide and protect all our ESM members, Biafran Liberation Army, the BNL. May Chukwu Okike be my guide and protect them and secure them. May Chukwu Okike be my guide and protect all the Umuada. Guide and protect our defense minister. Guide and protect all the members of the cabinet of Biafra in Israel. May Chukwu Kabiama guide and protect our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa, wherever he is. We cover him with the presence of Chukwu Kabiama. We pray that Chukwu Kabiama will send his angels forth to guide him in his going out and coming in. He will never dash his foot against a stone. No evil shall befall him. No evil shall befall him. No evil shall befall him. May Chukwu Kabiama surround him with the pillars of fire. He will remain safe until we walk into Biafra. We present Mazen Nandekano before Chukwu Kabiama for divine protection. As they have intensified their blackmail, affecting him, using him as a blackmail, Chukwu Kabiama will beg you, please guide and protect Mazen Nandekano. Protect him, guide his health. Protect him, guide his health. Guide him, secure him, and keep him safe for us until when he joins us very soon. No weapon formed or fashioned against the Biafran people shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa will prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our Supreme Leader Mazen Nandekano shall prosper. Thank you so much for watching wherever you are watching from. And remember this, I will see you again in the evening on my Facebook page. I will be there in the evening by the evening time. If you cannot be able to join, that's okay, but you can be able to join. Please try to join us on my page, King David Exploit Expose. I will be there in the evening to continue on this very message, and I'm going to play some videos to reveal some certain things that were forgotten. I'm going to reveal certain things on my evening program. Please be there. So many videos we play for us to refer back on where we are coming from and things that are forgotten. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you as many as have joined this very program. If you have not shared, please share. Share to all platforms and make sure we reach out to as many people as possible. Thank you so much and stay blessed. Bye-bye.